Nintendo have just released their financial information for the year, and everything's coming up Milhouse, with the Switch topping 55 million units sold worldwide, and Animal Crossing managing a frankly astounding 13 million units sold within its first 6 weeks. Nintendo are also forecasting another 19 million Switches sold over the next 12 months, which would see it surpass the lifetime sales of the NES and Famicom. But so far as the games are concerned, 2020 is looking a little bare. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed to the channel so far. Your support is really appreciated. If you haven't already, why not give that button a tickle and let's discuss the Switch's apparent lack of games for 2020. Hi guys, welcome to PMF Gaming. The Switch has had a pretty solid start to the year. The console sold out everywhere, as has the likes of Ring Fit Adventure, and Animal Crossing is becoming a genuine cultural phenomenon. But once Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition arrives at the end of the month, Nintendo's first-party schedule is looking as empty as the pubs are right now. That has been exposed by the financial briefing that dropped this week, with Nintendo's plans for 2020 currently consisting of merely Xenoblade and Clubhouse games, supplemented by updates and DLC for Animal Crossing, Pokemon and Smash Bros. Now, when Nintendo dropped that mini direct back in March, I thought it signalled a pretty rosy 2020. For what was billed as a mini direct, it was rather beefy, with some stellar third-party support and some interesting first-party tidbits sprinkled within. But my optimism was based on the fact that that was billed as a mini direct and thus would be supplemented by something much more substantial around E3. The recent rumours of a host of Mario games headed to Switch seem to point to that too, and a celebration of the portly plumber's 35th birthday with some revamped classics and a brand new Paper Mario game sounded like it would make for an excellent few months for the Switch. However, recent reports suggest that Nintendo's June Direct, the one that usually takes place during E3, has been postponed, with Nintendo telling its partner publishers the presentation won't be taking place. This, coupled with the incredibly anemic release schedule given to investors this week, has me a little worried. Now, obviously, as excuses for being light on games go, a global pandemic is a pretty solid one. And obviously with developers adjusting to working from home and so on, a few delays and things are essentially inevitable. That's fine. But with no direct in June, we as Switch fans run the risk of getting to the end of the month past the release of Xenoblade Chronicles and having literally nothing to get excited about so far as Nintendo's concerned for an undisclosed amount of time. Obviously there will be a bunch of indie games that will roll out in that period, and that stellar Nindies library is one of the Switch's most important features. Its significance is not to be underestimated. But there's no getting away from the fact that Nintendo consoles do live and die on Nintendo's own first-party releases. And so, if Nintendo are to continue the excellent momentum it has brought into this latest financial briefing, it's going to have to show consumers why they should still be excited for Switch throughout the year. Even with a June Direct, we were looking at a pretty blank slate going into the summer, so we would have expected fairly short time periods between announcements and releases. But if Nintendo are pushing back release dates in the wake of coronavirus, we could well be looking at a fair few lean summer months. Gives us an excuse to tackle those massive backlogs though, eh? How do you guys think Nintendo's 2020 is shaping up? Let me know down in the comments, and let me know if you enjoyed this video. If you did, there's plenty more episodes that you could go and check out, and if you enjoyed there, maybe consider subscribing to the channel so you never miss another one. This show goes out every Friday, but we've got tons of stuff here on Nintendo Village for you to enjoy, and be sure to check out thenintendovillage.com for news, reviews, features, podcasts, and all that cool stuff. Thanks again for watching, I'll see you all next week.